Well, the cross-examination of the Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge continues this morning, responding to probing questions. And in a seemingly combative engagement, Mbenenge defended his decision to pursue what he says was a potential romantic relationship with Junior Secretary Andiswa Mengo. Mengo accuses Mbenenge of sexually harassing her between June 2022 and November 2021. June 2021 and November 2022. Newzroom Africa's Mnisi is joining us live from that venue in Sandton. A very good morning to you, Linda. So the interpretation of the so-called emojis that were being used is still topical.
Absolutely, Aldrin, and you'd recall that the version of the judge president was that he wasn't really proficient in analyzing and interpreting emojis, and that he often used them in their prescribed or ascribed meaning. But yesterday, obviously, facing questions during his evidence in chief around what exactly, he meant when he sent an emoji of a peeled banana. This, of course, in line with the conversations that he was having with Andiswa Mengo about, him coming to East London as per her invite, and then asking if they could be intimate. There, Andiswa Mengo is seen saying no explicitly. And he then indicates that he would have given her this, and this meaning the emoji of a peeled banana. And he says he interprets that as, giving her something nice in the context of flirting. It could have been anything like a chocolate, which he basically indicates that is how he interpreted this particular emoji. But later on conceding that when he sent her an emoji of a syringe, that could have meant a penis. This was in response to her saying she was stressed, she was tired, and saying that perhaps giving her that particular syringe would give her a boost. So those issues are expected, obviously, to be dealt with during this cross-examination. But yesterday, we heard him defending what he says was a potential pursuit of a romantic relationship. That's what he wanted, and you would have heard the evidence leader there putting questions to him around what his intentions were, because he's already a married man. So surely he couldn't have wanted a romantic relationship with her. It was purely, in pursuit of a sexual relationship. But of course, he's pushed back against that, saying, he's always wanted a romantic relationship, admitting that yes, at that point it was still at a flirtatious level, but he was hoping that it would develop into something more substantive, like a romantic relationship, but also seemingly at pains to concede that he is, a senior judge and someone with authority really over people and, the general, officials in that court, since he is the most senior judge in that particular division. And he says he wanted a romantic relationship and was not Andiswa Mengo's supervisor. So then responding to the power dynamics assertion that because of the power dynamics, it could have made Andiswa Mengo really uncomfortable to say no in certain situations. So he's maintained that he is not Andiswa Mengo's, supervisor, but he was then asked about, the seemingly law that governs judges' conduct, and that being, something that is needs to be implemented. And I want us to take a listen, Aldrin, to how he responded to that question about, what governs the conduct of judges.
Do you say that there's nothing regulating your conduct as a judicial officer?
There is.
And does that not also have an effect on sexual relationships at your office, at your workplace?
We don't have a sexual harassment policy particularly.
All right, and what do you expect to happen next?
We don't have a sexual harassment policy, Aldrin, taking us back, of course, to, the words of the Chief Justice, Mandisa Maya, rather. But, of course, today the proceedings are expected to continue. You'd recall that yesterday the judge gave a postponement reluctantly at around 5 o'clock. The proceedings were expected to go until 6 p.m., but the evidence leader asking for time to, adjourn the matter until this morning. We're expected to resume at 9 o'clock with that cross-examination. More questions expected to be put to the JP as, of course, he is in the hot seat.